Three, two, one. Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 218 of the KBMOD podcast. The date today is December 13th, 2015, and our cast this evening, as you can tell, we do not have Scott. We have a different little cast. We have Katie Zen, we have Nick Fenton, we have John, and we have Tim. So how's everyone doing tonight?
What's poppin', pimps?
You sound way too nice
It's really good.
The intro. I miss Scott.
Well, I don't know if I've ever done an intro before. I think that might be my first one.
It went very well for your
There's
first
no
time.
way. You probably maybe like real early on. You probably did one or something.
Really, I actually don't think so because I was a little bit nervous. I was like, I've gotta make sure to do it, keep it safe, for the first one that I do.
I felt like I was watching a YouTube tutorial video, and like I wasn't actually speaking to you.
Like of how to surf.
I don't feel
Would you say?
personable.
Maybe maybe like a tutorial on how to ski, maybe how to run a
Yeah.
flag route.
It should have been like that.
I
What's
watched
up,
that whole
guys?
video the other day when you linked it. I was like, I'm gonna just sit down and get cozy.
Did you? I was
Like
hoping
wrap
everyone
myself
would,
in a blanket.
Yeah, I was hoping I would get some more comments from people saying that like how slow it was or how bad it was because that video is so old now.
I saw a comment like that. Some guy was like, just so you know, you can get like 260 miles an hour. It's like this video is from
What an idiot.
2011.
Yeah, I laugh when I've seen some of those because like I actually noticed that and I intended that to be a helpful video, but it ended up being pretty unhelpful after all the changes they made.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you can't really blame yourself.
yeah, not much I can do now, but that video lives in infamy now. So how's everyone been doing this week?
To ski a tongue rocket.
Yeah, it's had a parodies. It's
Just
had
like
different
that.
versions.
So I will attempt to do the hosting duties this week. So how has everyone? Was anyone been doing anything non-gaming related?
No.
Not I.
I just think.
Said Katie
No.
Zen.
Wow, that's really exciting.
We lead
a lot.
exciting ones.
I can't think of anything.
No,
Just a lot of work. It's a lot of
Boring ass
final
lives.
man. I've been watching some Jessica Jones, the Netflix show.
How is
that?
it? Is it actually like grittier at all
Grittier than what?
than like normal Marvel stuff?
I think it. I don't know if it's like as gritty as Daredevil, the Netflix version of
Okay.
Daredevil, which I thought was fairly gritty for Marvel.
Yeah. I think
really
that is
like
always
Daredevil.
like
Yeah.
for Marvel, it's gritty, but it's not really ever that gritty.
No, I mean I think it's good. It's a very different superhero show because like the superhero stuff kind of is in the background, whereas I feel like in normally that's center stage. They're like they're using their powers to save people. This is like the show is really different. There's like it's mainly story focused, and the kind of the powers just happen to play an important part. But it's not just like constantly going out and saving people or something like that. So it's got a different vibe. I've been enjoying it. I think I have a few episodes left.
That's something I need to start watching, but
Cool.
once I do start, I won't stop. So
Yeah,
kind of finding the right time
That's
to
why
do
I
it.
don't start shows like ever.
yeah. That's actually I had started watching Dexter over Thanksgiving and I finished season 1, but I just like there's I think 7 seasons of it, and I just man it is hard to watch 7 straight seasons of a show. Like as much I enjoy doing it, but it is
Yeah.
just so much actual time. Like,
Yeah.
you have to devote time to watching it. So, all right. Well, if you guys haven't been doing no,
I
What?
just recently finished like from about 6 months ago. I started like Friends from the beginning because I never watched it, and like after like 6 seasons, I was just so tired
Really.
of everything. Like I couldn't see that far in a show.
Friends is a
Like-
show I was never able to get into. 'Cause it was like there are probably some strong feelings on this, but I felt like it was so stereotypical. Like the different characters, they fit into such clean stereotypes, and you have like,
That's
the,
true.
the smart guy, the stupid dumb guy, but like I couldn't handle how cookie cutter it all
Yeah.
seemed.
And later on, like the stupid characters got to the point where it was so like it wasn't funny. It was just them doing like it crossed the line
That's what I
of how
thought.
stupid it could be.
Yeah, that's what
It
I
felt
thought.
like selectively stupid.
Yeah. But I
I
don't
mean,
know.
when did Friends air though? That's like the humor style of that
It was a-
generation, really.
I mean,
Yeah, it was a long
kind
time
of,
ago.
but like that was my generation. I
Like
guess
the early 2000s was like over the top and bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I just never jived with that show. But I also like I don't like The Simpsons, and I know a lot of people love The Simpsons, but
New
I've
Simpsons,
never.
nah. Old Simpsons,
Big Bang
Yeah.
Theory probably wouldn't have done as well like late 90s, early 2000s, but it's fucking great now.
Yeah, I mean that's probably true. Well,
I
it is not great
I
now.
yeah,
Oh,
I
that
fully
part,
disagree
but-
with that.
It does
I like
well
Big Bang
now.
Theory.
Yeah, it does well.
You like Big Bang Theory still? I like early Big
I
Bang
like
Theory.
it because you are Sheldon. You are the same fucking person as Sheldon. That is why I like the Big Bang Theory.
That's why I hate it though, because Sheldon like is such kind of like I said, fits into such a clean stereotype that they're trying to make work. And
Yeah,
like,
you. They try to make you in the fucking show.
Well, I think it's I don't know. I actually think Big Bang Theory would be way better without the laugh track. Like
Yeah.
if they weren't relying on the laugh track, I don't think I would hate it as much as I do now. But I liked the early seasons, and then I think I read an article or something that talked like sort of deconstructed it and talked about the laugh track, and now that's all I can focus on. Is I can just think of like the points in the show where the directors are like, here, laugh. That was funny. Laugh.
If that shit bothers you, go listen to Muse and listen how before every single line he goes, it's so fucking annoying. I can't
no.
stand it.
I hear that. I hear
Why
that
would you
like
do
in like
that?
In a lot of songs,
everybody
yeah,
though.
I hear that too.
I like once you start hearing it in
Fucking
someone's
hate
voice,
this.
you can't.
I
Not
didn't
yeah.
notice that until now. God damn it. It's ruined.
I feel
Yeah, that's the point of the song we listen to for so long, like so many times that you start listening for the.
I have not listened to much Muse, but that does happen. Like that can ruin some songs for me when I pick up on some minor thing in the song or with a band, like a very minor thing on your first listen, but once you notice it, that's all you can hear, and it can ruin it. All right. Well, if that you've had your chance to think of things you've been doing. If nothing else has happened, then we can go to what we've been playing.
Well, I had one more TV show to talk about.
Oh, did you? Okay. Let's
Been
hear it.
watching One Punch Man is still going on. It's still fantastic. If you have Hulu, you should definitely watch it.
One Punch Man. I haven't heard much about that.
It's an anime.
Ah, okay.
Don't let that turn you
That's
off.
why I haven't heard of it.
That's
Yeah, that's why I haven't heard of
okay.
it. Yeah.
It all makes sense now.
I think it's a good gateway anime.
That's what I've been hearing. I had it recommended to me this week, like as something that I should watch to get into anime.
It's very good to watch with other people. Like I watch it with like 4 other people. Like they come over just to watch that show and then they leave, and it's
That's interesting.
it's so
What is
good
that
to watch
kind
with
of-
other
what-
people.
So
you
they're
have,
fake
like,
friends.
You have like friends like come over and watch TV and then go home.
What is that kind of gathering like?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't.
Hey, my bros, come over watch anime with
What's
me.
going on? No talking, just right to the show.
Do you guys like dress
Don't
up and
speak to
shit?
each
when
other.
you do that,
Talking,
or-
no hands.
Yeah,
Just
we cosplay as the characters. Yeah, we all dress
What's
up.
the setup there? Is that a standing weekly appointment, or
do you have to like
Yeah,
confirm
we,
with them
we
that they're
vote
coming
people out.
over, or do you just kind of play as you go? Do you provide food for them? What kind of host are you?
no? That's
what we're getting
I
to here.
actually like am legitimately wondering because I have never been a type to like watch shows with other people, where like people will come over and watch something together. I've never really done that.
Whenever it's something like that, it's usually a show that's not like that serious that you have to watch week to week. Like usually, it's just like you put something on while you have people over.
I don't know. That's why I'm asking. I'm just curious about how this sort of thing works with Katie Zen and his friends.
Yeah, explain it.
I mean, we just all like the show, so we come over. We all have jobs, so we just come over and then we. Just
Yeah,
watch
we
it.
all have
What
jobs.
does the job have to come?
We all
We
have
have
jobs.
jobs here.
He's trying to legitimize this. We all have jobs. Don't worry.
He's trying to temper the listener so that you don't think he's he's out of the ordinary here. He's a regular guy with a regular job.
Yeah, I got a job.
I'm a real guy. I'm not a closet weeb. Don't worry. We have lives. I'm not even gonna bother fucking explaining what I meant by that.
All right. So One Punch Man. That's nice.
Yeah, it's good. It's on Hulu. Watch it.
Excellent.
That would require us to have Hulu, and I don't think anybody has that anymore either.
I don't think you have to have Hulu.
Yeah, Hulu's free, isn't it? Or is it only on Hulu?
Is
Plus?
Hulu? Is it? I thought it was like the good stuff was only
Yeah.
Hulu Plus.
Yeah, there's Hulu Plus, and then you have to spend another, like I think it's $8 a month for no ads, which
No, that's not. I watch ads.
I'll spend $1 on Netflix and stay there.
Do you guys have any shows you're planning on binging on over the holidays?
X-Files, actually. I've been slowly going through that
nice.
again because the new season's at the end of January. So we're trying to get through that before the new season comes out. So we're kind of
Yeah, there's
refreshed on
there's a lot
everything.
of seasons of that.
Yeah, we're halfway through season 3, so it's looking grim, but we have hope. So
Well, best of luck.
yes, it's a solid show. So I'm excited to see how they finish it all up. And with the 6, because they only doing 6 episodes, and they said they're all going to be like around the whole like. When watching X-Files, like there's like the monster episodes, and there's I can't remember what they call the other one. I think they call it like the mythology episodes, where like they talk about like the actual abductions of Mulder's sister and all that stuff. So they're actually wrapping that all up with the next 6 episodes. But
I feel like they'll have to make that pretty welcoming to new viewers. Like the X-Files is pretty old at this point.
yeah, I think they're what 20, not 20, like 10 years removed, 15 years removed.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe they don't care about the new viewers and only care about the old viewers.
I don't know.
We'll see.
That seems like a
It's a stretch, but
yeah.
you
That
would
seems
like
like
to
a
hope.
bit of a stretch. All right. Well, what has everyone been playing? Katie's in. I feel like if you haven't done anything, I know you've played video games.
yeah, that's all my life.
Get him,
Hey,
get him, get him.
Got 'em.
I played something I forgot to talk about last week. That was very important.
Did you play it this
indie
week?
game?
Yeah, you
Yeah, I
missed your
played it this
opportunity.
week.
But as long as you played a little bit of it this week, then I suppose we'll allow it.
I have about 12 minutes played. Does that count?
Sure.
No,
I'll allow it. What is it?
Okay, it'll pass. It's from the same people that made Orion Dino Beatdowner and Prelude Orion Dino Horde.
All right.
Oh no.
So Tim, did you play anything this week?
Oh yeah, exactly.
No, I gotta
Yeah,
know.
finally.
What's the? Is it dinosaur themed?
It's another fucking co-op futuristic dinosaur shooter. Only this time isometric.
So I think
I-
I actually
it's
saw
so
this.
lazy.
I saw this Steam listing.
It's the same game, but it's isometric. It's
Oh,
the same fucking game.
No, is it better? How is it?
It's good. I think it's good. I think it's
So
fun.
is it
but
an
it's
actual
still the
new
same
game
exact
listing?
game.
Can you confirm
It
that
is
they
an
did not
actual
they did
new
not just
game listing.
re-release the same
No.
Steam game listing
No, it's
as
not.
an
For
isometric
the first
shooter?
time, for the first time in this developer's history, they have released a second game on Steam.
I
Even
don't
though
Okay.
Beatdown
How
came
much
out in
is
like
it? What's it
2012.
called? What's it called?
It's called Guardians of Orion.
Oh no.
And
Oh,
yeah,
there's
it's
Is it a
still
sequel?
around. It's I think it's
it's $20, dude.
yeah. It's
I'm
early
not spending
access.
$20. It's early access. Oh my fucking god.
I still bought it.
Why?
I have too much to. I'm too
What is
deep
this?
into this like developer. I had to know what the game was like.
What?
There sounds like they're
Well,
deep inside you.
It has, but it also has very positive user review. I'm so conflicted right
Yeah,
now.
it's not bad. It's
I
not
didn't know
bad.
you had 171 Steam
So wait,
accounts,
is it
then.
like a is it like Diablo-ish? I don't
It's like-
understand.
It plays like a shit. What's like a top-down?
It
like
looks
shooter.
like that bonus
It's a
zombie
twin-stick
shooter that you would
shooter.
have in Black Ops.
Yeah, it's
Did
kind of
anyone
like
play
oh
that,
yeah,
like,
Dead
bonus?
Ops. Yeah, Dead Ops.
Yeah.
Arcade. It's kind of
Okay,
like
I feel
that, but
it would be
it's
a
co-op.
top-down shooter.
It's top down. You like go around an area trying to guard like this drone. There's only one game mode. Like
So
every
is it
character
just-
has like
is it just a co-op mode like survival, or is there
it's
like a campaign?
just- it's no. There's no fucking campaign. It's still just co-op on maps. There's no ending. Like you can level up your character. There's no shop to buy guns. There's no anything. Early access. Yada. You know it's.
But it's got Gibbs
I-
and Gore, so I mean,
Oh
What?
yeah, it's got jetpacks and dinosaurs.
How do you use a jetpack when you're in an isometric view?
wait. I'm watching
You can-
the
it's
fucking
like-
no. I'm watching the trailer on Steam, and it says potential is high. Katie's in. What the fuck is this?
Yeah, I left your
Really?
review. It's got high
Oh
potential.
my god, dude!
Your
Collusion.
review's on there?
Fucking collusion.
Yeah, it is.
How much are they paying you? I want to know right
think
now.
So,
I asked for a review copy and I never got replied to. Even though I
paid $20.
yeah.
I'm
Oh,
surprised. I'm
no.
surprised
good.
that
Is
they
it
didn't
worth
that they didn't give
$20?
you a review copy, given that you were
Uh,
probably the most prolific player of their original game.
yeah.
Okay, hold on. I just forgot. So if you own Prelude, like like Orion Prelude, if you own that, you get 50% off. So it's only $10 for me.
Is that the one that they
That's
just
why I
updated
bought
and
it.
turned it into that one?
That's the one that used
Yeah.
to be Dino Beatdown. They used to be Orion
Okay.
Dino Horde.
Okay, so
Which,
I could get it. I could get it for $10.
Yes.
Is it worth?
And
Is
for
it worth
$10?
$10?
I think it's worth $10.
Yeah?
I think it's like it's a good podcast game. It's like you mute the
What
game,
the
you
fuck
play a
is
podcast.
oh, okay. I thought
I'm
you meant
about to explain it to
it's
you.
a podcast game.
It's just something you play that doesn't
Yeah.
require audio. That's fun. You can just
Yeah.
turn your brain off
Okay.
and play while you listen to a podcast. It's a good podcast game.
Okay. I mean, at first I thought you were just saying a game like a podcast game was a game that you would specifically bring up on the podcast to trigger
Oh.
everybody else by bringing it up. But
No, he would never do that. No.
because that's basically what happened when you brought this game up.
No, Dino Beatdown, I would say, is a podcast game in that regard.
Yes.
I will say
But
that
no.
this is one developer that I think I appreciate them launching on early access.
Yeah.
Their
Because
game,
I feel like-
it was basically early access the first time.
right, like I think I would have viewed their game in a different light had it come out on early access, or had early access existed when their first game came out. But I think that was the problem, is that was basically an early access game, but they just launched it, and instead of being able to say it was early access, it was just like, oh, it's a finished game, but it was just bad.
Here's a fun fact. Guardians of Orion had a Kickstarter before it came out with a $200,000 goal, and I think it raised about $15,000.
I mean,
But it
that
still
sounds,
came out?
That sounds
Sounds about
that
right
sounds
for this
about
number.
right for what
Yeah.
they should have raised,
Yeah.
maybe.
I can go into like the one they did for Dino Beatdown like a long time ago. They raised more than their $10,000 goal, and the second Kickstarter they had a $200,000 goal. This is their third Kickstarter, and they raised less than their second one. But I don't know. Like
Well-
the fans that they do have, I think they're very loyal.
It could be pity too. It's like people
Very-
think that it's just fun.
I don't. Can you call yourself a fan of like?
I mean,
some-
here's the thing. Like,
I mean,
I have to guess that of the
it's
games
it's a relative term.
of the games that come out on Steam every week, like of the dozens of games, like this developer is not the worst of them.
I suppose.
Like, there-
Yeah,
are
it's
worse
not day
games-
one.
there
It's
are
not
worse
like
games
day
to
one
buy.
berries and stuff.
But I'm just, yeah. I mean, this game, to be fair, this game does look better than their other one.
I still am baffled that it's another co-op futuristic dinosaur shooter.
It's It
Like,
seems like it's just the
That
same
does
thing.
seem weird.
It's
As it
reskin.
seems like the same. Yeah, it seems like maybe they would want to reuse some of the same assets or something. I don't know. The description for this game is Guardians of Orion, and then in parentheses they put goo. Like they want you
Goo, yeah,
they want you to refer
dude,
to it
dude.
by the acronym.
Me and my buds hopping on some goo.
let's get some goo. Let's buy us all some goo.
You guys want to swap goo?
Let's swap some trade on or items on goo, dude.
Guardians
on.
of Orion Goo is a hyper-adrenaline sci-fi shooter
Hyper adrenaline.
featuring dinosaurs and robots, focused on accessibility, over-the-top gameplay, power-ups, 4-player survival co-op multiplayer, destruction, jibs, gore, and more.
Hyper adrenaline. Don't have an EpiPen around? Play fucking Guardians of Orion.
How is 4-player co-op a focus?
I wanted to read the description because I feel like that is the most all-encompassing attempt at a description I've ever seen.
You gotta hit all the points for sales, dude.
It's one giant run-on sentence that covers everything in the game. Skill trees, maps, 3 maps that are named. It just goes on.
Okay,
But no,
well,
I
am
mean,
surprised though that 87% of their 171 user reviews are positive. They're
yeah, there you go.
That's telling.
Yeah, it seems like so strange to see that like something Orion related with
I
very
will say-
positive on its page.
So for that user review, take it with a grain of salt because before the game came out, they gave out like 1,000 or so free keys through their Facebook. So a lot of those people.
Oh, this gets worse
that
as
are
time goes
used,
on. Like the
yeah,
previous
are
games.
just they're like people who were already fans of the series, that we're going to
Okay.
do a positive
No, we're
review
following them on
anyways.
Facebook, so
I
there's
mean,
Probably.
I think it goes without saying that you should always take Steam user reviews with a grain of salt. Maybe this
That's
one,
true. That's true. Yeah.
this one larger than others. Okay.
Gone Home, for
Well,
example.
I mean, it looks okay. I don't know. I'm not going to speak to the quality of the game given our history with this particular developer, but I think I can
dinosaurs
say
and jetpacks. It'll be amazing.
I think I can say confidently this game looks like a better quality product, and it is in early access, so that is a fair warning already.
They've got an excuse. Yeah.
I think when is the full release scheduled? It looks like
It's not. I don't think.
2016, and then a special edition in 2017. So
What?
I don't
What?
know.
You really think that this developer is looking down all the way to
It's HD
2017?
remake.
Are you kidding me?
Oh. This developer has like 6
Game of
other
the Year
games
version
announced that
2017.
have not been finished.
They do
Like-
they do provide a dev roadmap for Q1 2016. January 2016 is the Stegosaurus update. February 2016 is the tech
I'm in.
update.
I'm
March
in.
2016 is the Pteranodon update. So
Wow, I wonder what's
Pretty
coming in those
I know
lofty
updates.
exactly
goals.
what those are.
I'm confused as to what's in those updates.
Those
well, the
dinosaurs, probably?
Stegosaurus update, new dinosaur, Stegosaurus.
Holy shit!
Sweet bastard.
But also apparently a couple of new maps and a new mode called Slaughter. I don't know. I mean, listen, I don't want to disparage what seems to be a better attempt at an actual, a game that is built with the community in mind.
Maybe for $10, buy it.
I mean, it seems
But
like
probably not, honestly.
it
Probably
seems
not.
like it could be worth $10. Like
Maybe.
I'm not gonna
That
say
also
it's
kind
not
of
worth
like
$10.
I would have to have another person have that game for me to really have any fun with it.
Yeah, and it does apparently. It
So
says it has
you,
full controller
need
support,
someone
which
to
I think
do it.
is probably important for a game like this. So, all right. Well, so
I will
Guardians
say
of
if
Orion.
Sorry.
No.
If they,
Because
if
of
they
most
did third
publicity they'll be getting for quite some
Yeah.
time.
Seriously,
Yeah.
again.
You
They get us
guys
again, damn
probably
it.
just sold like 3 copies of the game.
They can always count on the
Absolutely.
KBMOD podcast to give their games hype. in
That's
some
what we've been
form or
doing for
fashion.
years, buddy.
They're like, wait, that Katie's End guy's on the podcast now? We gotta get him to talk about it.
I mean,
Yeah,
to be fair,
this is a win for them.
the last 2 Extra Lives, I did the streams of the Ryan games, and I always got like $100 donation from like the developer. So
I mean,
that was
that's
cool.
nice. That's
yeah.
That's positive.
I will say, if their third game is another co-op futuristic dinosaur game,
In a different
there
genre.
will be it'll be like a tower defense.
Oh
He's
god.
with-
With dinosaurs and jetpacks and
God damn it!
Hey, you know what? There is probably something to be said for cornering the market on dinosaurs
Dinosaur
and jetpacks. Maybe so.
They've got that niche. They've got it down.
Listen. There's not a tower defense dinosaur jetpack game out there. If that's next,
yet.
They need to
wa-
cover it.
Watch out, Plants vs Zombies.
Coming for you.
Uh,
I've been playing Paladins.
Well, hold on.
You
hold
don't
on.
say.
Katie,
That was-
is that all you've played this week?
No, he's cut off.
He's done.
I mean,
my
no,
turn.
that's been enough time for me.
You're
We
just-
spent
you're-
enough time.
You're ashamed to continue.
So. No, it's just we went on for long enough about what I've been playing. So
All right. Okay, Nick Fenton, tell me about Paladins. How is the newest patch? It seems like they're patching very quickly.
Yeah, there's been a like I didn't even realize since the last time I played, which had been just a couple days ago. It seemed like that they updated it again, and so like the card system changed, and so they did it like a 10-level system, and they brought it back down to 5. They changed like some cards. There's new cards now, and the card system, like the way you get them is different. I don't know, but I like the new patch. It's fun. I don't know if it's gonna like stay this way because so many things are just coming and going.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, I'll play it. If enough people are playing, I'll play it. But
Is the
it's one of those
sense you
things.
have that-
I'm not gonna get too attached to a patch because
Right.
I've seen 3 iterations of the game so far.
Yeah.
Is pretty much how it is, which is fine. I mean, they're toying with it. That's what Hi-Res does. They want to see what people like for their game. So
Mhm.
I'm alright with them changing it up a bunch. It's just I'm not going to try and become the best at each patch because then it's going to change again. It's going to be a new game. So I don't know. I haven't got a chance to play this new patch though, but
I
from
like
what
it a
I've
lot.
heard, it's
Is
really
your
good.
sense
So
that it's trending in the right direction? Like, are they making good changes?
Yeah, I think this is like the sort of the game, like the feel that I like more than what they were in the past couple. Definitely, like probably my favorite since like of the game so far. The state, it's good. It feels nice to me.
That's good to hear. I'd like to play more. I did not play any this week, but I do see them on Twitter, dropping new patch notes, talking about all the changes. So it seems like they're going fast and furious,
Mm-hmm.
and probably probably a smart thing to do, given that Overwatch just
Yeah, they
sort of
need
went
to.
into hibernation until January. So I think this is a good time for them to
Yeah, very
capitalize
good.
on some of that press.
That's pretty much all I played this week, though. I think I played the new map on Battlefront, and there's sand on it.
What's your Battlefront feels now? We're
Um,
a week down the line. I want to get the Battlefront update.
I haven't really played it. I got on to play the new map, and then like, there's a brand new mode that's only on that map, and it's just sort of like a push forward, but you're on like the Empires or the Rebels are pushing, I think, rather. Whereas the Walker Assault, you're the Empire's pushing. But then I tried to play the Walker Assault mode on the new map, and I couldn't even get into a game because I think some people are saying there's matchmaking problems, but I'm sort of feeling like it's because that game is dying.
no.
I didn't think it would happen
Already?
this quickly.
What?
So does it
I
not?
thought-
It doesn't have any semblance of a server browser, right? You can only
No.
like click on a game mode and then just sort of wait and hope you get in the game.
You can click on a game mode, or you can click select map and pick whatever map you want to play on. What more do you need?
And I assume you can like follow a friend into a game or something if they're already in a game.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think you should be able to do that if there's room.
Okay.
There was in the beta. I'm not sure if they. I don't own the game, so I'm not sure if they took it out. But you could in the beta. I can speak to that.
Like kind of
pretty sure-
Nick, it kind of sounds like you're playing Battlefront like I assume everyone else is playing Battlefront, which is when they drop new content, people play
Yeah,
for
yeah.
half an hour and then they're done.
I only got like an hour of fun out of the beta before I was like, this is really, really generic. Like,
Yeah, but
I don't
because
think
it's
a
Star
bad-
Wars.
I don't think it's a bad game, and I think it's beautiful, and I think as far as I think it's like a tech demo. Because it runs so fucking well for how good it looks.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
it's
Yeah.
just boring. Like, there's nothing to it at all.
Kid, it's Star Wars.
Speaking of Battlefront, though,
I
have you
saw
guys
the Star Wars movies for the first time like a month ago. I finally finished them. So
have you guys seen the life hack mod for Battlefront?
Yeah, it looks ridiculous, but
Yeah.
What is this?
it's like it's a mod that makes Battlefront look super realistic.
Let me find it. I'll link it.
I think I've seen that pop up on like Twitter or something. but I never clicked
Unsurprisingly,
on
it's
it.
very taxing.
Well, there was a.
Yeah.
It's interesting that you bring that up because one of the we didn't have this in the news, but and one of the EA execs, their CFO, actually talked about how Battlefront may lack depth.
Yeah, yeah, I saw that.
Oh,
Because
no.
because they wanted to make it a more accessible product to a wide age group.
Yeah, I think hasn't that sort of been the vibe the entire time?
Yeah, I think it
Would
was
be
just
very
surprising
casual.
that EA admitted that. The quote
Yeah.
quote was, so an 8-year-old could play with his father on the couch, as well as
Yeah.
a teenager or 20-year-old could play the game and enjoy it. It is more accessible, and for the hardcore, it may not have the depth that they wanted in the game.
Um,
Well, here's the problem. There's no focus on hyperadrenaline gives and gore.
that
was
absolutely
true.
absolutely true.
That's true. You have
Um,
to question their marketing strategy.
I think like everybody, it feels like everybody wants Battlefront to be super competitive, but like if you look at the old Battlefronts, they weren't very competitive. It was just sort of there's a lot of just like fucking like bullshitting.
Yeah.
Well, I think the old
But like the
Battlefronts came out-
the skill gap was still higher than the current one.
Yeah, and the old Battlefronts came out in a very different time, where I think with a product they spent so much money on, to design it to be more accessible, you're sort of admitting that like there will be no esports potential. Like you're asking the game to have a shorter life than say a game like Battlefield.
Yeah, because there's not a lot of like customization or anything.
I can't tell if that was just like everyone agrees, nod your head, or
We were
Yeah, I
reflecting
mean-
on it.
That's how I feel
I
about
don't
it.
know.
All
We'll
right.
see you next.
So, little Battlefront, Nick Fenton. Anything else?
I think that's it.
All right.
I'll play Halo, the new Halo update when it comes out, because it seems like that game is like pushing out updates pretty quickly too. Like the first like actual map pack is coming out with a bunch of other stuff.
Well, I
but-
very much look forward to hearing about that in future
Brandon?
weeks. John, what about you?
WoW, Dota, a little bit of Face It, the new Face It CS stuff. Their kind of league system is really neat. Canceled my ESEA and went with Face It Premium.
Really?
They built like it's similar to League of Legends ladder. So you play placement matches and you get placed, and then you rank up through your leagues and stuff like that. So it gives like ESEA's pug system is good, but it's lacking like a progression system. And Face It has that progression system, which is great.
Interesting.
I do recommend it. It's really cheap. It's like $5 a month instead of $7 for ESEA. And you never the one bad thing about ESEA is you'd end up in matches with pros and shit because there's just like everybody queuing into the same thing. So sometimes games are just incredibly imbalanced. Whereas with Face It, once you play your placement matches anyway, like it makes an effort to play people in your league or the league below you or the league above you. So you're not like playing against the professional players all the time. Do recommend it.
I think that's nice. That's the one thing where I have not played much ESEA, but when I did play ESEA, it felt like there was always a very high chance that I was going to get with people that were much better than me, and that sort
Yep.
of turned me off from playing in the first place because I'm definitely not pro level. I'm not as good as I used to be, but I don't want to have to deal with like the cheating and hacking that you get in normal, just regular competitive ranked.
Yeah,
All right, cool. Tim, what about
that's
you?
really about it.
Played a lot of things this week actually, so I'll just run through them. Final Fantasy 13 Lightning Returns came out on PC. Playing that runs a lot better than I thought it was going to because Square Enix does not have a good track record of porting games to PC. So it kind of the way it works is kind of like it's emulated in the PS3 version of it almost because like there's no options in game. It's kind of like it gives you the game in a window and you select all your options from a drop down menu on the window. It's really weird to describe it, but it runs okay, and that's all I care about right now. I don't care about the extra options that I needed because when I went to play it on PS3, it ran at 10 FPS, 15 FPS total, and
Ugh,
it just was
sounds awful.
unplayable. So I didn't end up finishing it because it was that. So I just want to play it to get it done with and kind of see how it ends. Fallout 4, still slowly going through that game.
How many hours do you have in Fallout?
Probably almost 30 now on the save, and I haven't touched the main quest yet, and I'm level 30.
Really?
Yeah. I'm making a point not to do the main quest at all.
Okay.
But
So
I
are you just doing like a completionist run?
kind of, I'm just going around exploring, seeing the different stuff that's in the game. I mean, I haven't done that with the other Fallouts, and I think that's kind of why I never really was wowed by them. And I'm still not completely wowed by this game, but I don't know. It's fun. It's fun
You
just
have
to kind of
30 hours in it already, but you're not wowed.
no. It's just something to kill time with, you know.
Okay.
And then what else have I played? I played the Mean Greens, which is like it's early access.
Oh, I saw that. That looked
Gassy,
really neat.
Gassy Mexican was tweeting about it, and I think him and Diction and them were playing a stream on it. But it's basically the old Army Men games from PS1. It's that, but it's online
Yeah,
multiplayer.
I saw screenshots of that, and it looked like sort of a combination of Army Men and the DE Rats maps from CS.
Yeah, kinda. I mean,
Oh, rats.
it's very. It's on Unreal 4. It runs amazing. It's completely smooth. It looks beautiful. But yeah, it as soon as I started playing it, it reminded me of the old Army Men games to a T. You have all your weapons. You have your assault rifle, shotgun, sniper rifle, flamethrower, and bazooka. Like everyone has access to it right away, which could be good and bad. I mean, the bazooka's obviously a one-shot kill, and everyone has access to it. But each map is a different game mode. So there's one game mode where you have to push like a tin can across the map. Each team has their own tin can. You have to get to the other side. There's capture the flag. There's King of the Hill. Just pure TDM. It's a lot of fun though. I have about maybe 3 hours into it so far, and I haven't gotten bored with it yet. And like I said, it hits that nostalgia feel of the old Army Men games.
Is
where I would just
that
play with my brother.
is that like an early access game or did that just come out?
It's early access right now.
Okay.
I think it's like $12, $13 right now. It's not too expensive, but it's just online multiplayer. So not too many people have it, but I haven't had trouble finding. Like they have a whole list of servers, and you'll see a lot of empty ones. But if you just filter by players, you can find servers with people in it. So, but
What's
yeah,
the
it's
name
called
of
the
this
Mean
game
Green,
again?
the Mean Greens.
That sounds cool. Yeah, that game did look interesting. I happened to see the Steam listing for that, and
Yeah,
I remember playing the Army Men games. Really enjoyed those games back in the day. Like I hadn't thought about Army Men in a long time, and then I saw that and I was like, oh, I remember loving those games.
yeah, that's kind of how it was for me. I saw it pop up. I'm like, oh, this looks kind of okay. But then I watched the trailer. And I was like, okay, I need to buy this.
Nice.
What else have I played this week? We had our couch stream yesterday, so we played a
Oh,
lot
that's
of
right. Yeah, tell
lot of
the audience
staples.
about that.
We were raising money for Dam Suda, a longtime community member. She was in a car accident this past summer, and insurance is being a dick, so she's having trouble paying the bills and all that stuff. So she has like a GoFundMe type page up for it, which we were helping, raise money for. And that's kind of like every couch stream we raise money for either Extra Life or something. So that was what we were doing for then. But we played like the staples like Duck Game and Gang Beast. But we played this new game. It's not a new game, but it's a new game for us. It was called Lethal League. And it's that 2D kind of. They call it a 2D fighter, but basically you hit a ball back and forth, and there's like free for all. There's teams, and there's like a game mode where you score in a goal as well. But basically the ball, like every time you hit the ball, it gets faster and faster and faster, and it was getting kind of insane because like we got up to like 4,000 kilometers per hour on one of the hits. It was so much fun, but it was like their first time playing it, so everyone was like, "You guys are terrible at this. You guys don't know what you're doing." But I mean, it was still fun to play it. It's definitely one of those games where it was always on my radar, but I never really.
People on the internet being fucking douchebags.
I know, right?
No.
But it was one of those games where I never. It was always on my radar. I never had people to play it with, so the couch stream was like a perfect place to kind of have it.
Cool.
But it was fun. Everyone enjoyed playing it. It was pretty well received by the chat. So
I think we raised like a few $100s for her.
a couple $100 for it. Yeah, definitely.
Cool. Well, that's
So.
great.
Thank you to everyone that donated as well, because we do appreciate that.
Awesome. Anything else?
Not that I can think of. Just actually a little bit of Starbound because their new update came out for that, but I haven't dug too deep into the game too much to understand it, so that's about it.
All right. I guess I'll go last. I've played some Hearthstone as normal. I finished the expansion. Or no, I actually haven't finished the last one of the expansion, so I still need to do that. I played some Just Cause 3 this weekend. It's hard to tell how far I am into Just Cause 3 because I feel like I'm pretty far, but I also there are helicopters and jets and stuff I haven't even seen yet, so I'm actually not sure. So I don't know. The like I said last week, the story in Just Cause 3 is like pretty bad, and it doesn't really get better. Like it's just kind of nuts. And so I think
Tell me you don't care about what's the main character's name?
Rico.
You don't care about Rico's story arc?
I mean,
He's going back to his homeland, dude.
It's just like all of it
Where he
is
grew up.
all of it is so over the top, and that's the point of the game. But I think that's what makes the story like really easy to just ignore, because the story and everything that happens is just so over the top and so unbelievable that like I'm not invested in it. So I've actually started skipping some of the cutscenes just because like the cutscenes take a while. They you can sort of piece together what's going on through the missions anyway. So that's the one thing that I like. I just felt like I was kind of wasting my time. But I have been enjoying it. Like the game is a lot of fun to just sort of treat as a sandbox game with some sort of main storyline or some sort of like main quest line. So I've kind of been going through the main quests, and I think I'll probably try and see it through, because I'm getting enough like new vehicles, new weapons and stuff that it's still fun.
I mean, it's funny, but nothing like about the story really grabs you.
No, and I mean that is traditionally the weakest part of those games anyway. So it would have just I think it just would have been surprising, like a pleasant surprise if the story was good. But I think everyone kind of expected the story would be forgettable, but the gameplay is really where that game shines. And I think the gameplay is really good. I've been fortunate. I haven't really had any technical issues or anything. I've heard some horror stories from other people.
Laser Parrot hates it in chat right now.
Yeah, yeah. I've heard some other some problems like that, and that sucks. If people are having technical problems with the game, that's really unfortunate. The only I've mentioned this before, but the only technical problems or issues I've had is like pretty long load times, which seem to be kind of related to their online service, which is like completely unnecessary. You don't When you're going through the game, there is nothing that you need to be online for except for like it telling you if you're beating your friends in how long you've been in your wingsuit at one time
Yeah,
or something. Like
exactly.
there's a bunch of sort of things that are neat, but I would rather turn them off and gain what might be like several seconds of load time because of this online service. Like even when you start up the game, and then you're sitting there at the kind of a title screen where Rico is just like sitting on a beach drinking, drinking a drink, and you sit there for probably like, in my case, 15 or 20 seconds, and you don't know what to do. Like you can't skip it or anything. You think that you should be able to do something, but you can't. The game that's just like a loading screen into the main title screen. Like I just can't understand all of the need for load times. Um, but that's really
Yeah.
my only
How about
complaint.
you just calm down and enjoy some time on
How
the beach
bad
for a
are the
second?
load times really? Like what's like
The,
a realistic
they're
load?
just frequent. Like the thing is, they're just frequent. So if you're going from the open world, there obviously when you're in the open world, there are no loading screens. So that's nice. But when you go between the world and say a challenge, like a flight challenge or wingsuit challenge or something, there's like 5-10 seconds of load time, and that's on my PC.
So it's
So
like a shitty MMO that's all instanced,
yeah,
is what
it
you're saying.
basically it feels like you're constantly zoning in and out of instances when you go into missions or when you go into a challenge, and I don't see what is taking like why they need those load times. I mean,
That's annoying.
if it's
Yeah.
doing that on my machine, like I can only imagine people with mechanical hard drives loading this game. Like that's when I
Yeah.
feel like it would really get annoying. For me, it's like I just notice it. It's not really that bad. But for people that don't have my setup, which is like most people, I have to imagine that would get really frustrating and probably lead you to
Yeah.
just like not do challenges and stuff, like not do, you know, basically do what you can to avoid the loading screens.
Yeah, I've stopped playing it because I've had it on PS4 and I'm just waiting for it to go on sale for PC now. Because like load times, like not even exaggerating, they can go from like 40 seconds to a minute and like multiple like loading screens. And like failing a challenge, if you die somehow, you have to sit there for like a full minute to reload the mission.
Yeah, I've
To
heard
like
really really bad things about the console versions.
Screw that.
yeah, it's
Which I
awful.
fully believe, given that I'm seeing the load times I am. Like they're pretty short load times for me, but with two SSDs in RAID 0, like I would expect it to be blazing, and it's still, borderline not acceptable.
Because Just Cause 2 didn't have those, like, it didn't have really bad load times, right? Like, I'm thinking
No, it
maybe,
it
like,
didn't.
loading in all that world,
It didn't,
possibly?
but like it also didn't really have a lot of the systems that Just Cause 3 has. Like there was no challenge system. It was just a much more bare bones game. So
Yeah.
it's hard to compare apples to apples there. But like the game itself, I think it is a game to get on sale. I think it's like very much worth $30, right? If it goes on sale for half price, I think it's definitely worth $30 in that I know it will only get better, and I have to imagine there will be multiplayer either officially or modded at some point. Like that feels like it's obviously coming. So it will be worth owning the game at that point. If
Yeah, with
nothing
how
else.
popular it was on Just Cause 2, online
Yeah,
multiplayer has to
I would
have
be surprised
some
if
way
they
or
are
another.
not already looking into some way or working on that, because that feels like the holy grail.
That's the only reason why I played Just Cause 2, obviously. I mean, I think that's why a
It
lot of
was,
people
the
watch Just Cause 2
multiplayer
was
was
because of
fucking
multiplayer.
incredible.
That's the only reason Just Cause is even on the map. Like that's the only reason anyone is even paying attention to Just Cause 3 is because of the publicity
Because of the multiplayer, yeah.
that Just Cause 2 multiplayer got. So,
Yeah.
hopefully, hopefully they can support some official version of multiplayer because I think the game is already built in a way that could support a fun multiplayer. But if not, there are already some mods out for it. It's a moddable game. But yeah, man, Just Cause 3 multiplayer sounds like a lot of fun. But I've saved the best for last, and we can actually just go. We can go right
Oh,
into the
man.
news.
Wait, before I forgot that I started playing Monument Valley, and it's really good.
What's that?
It's a mobile game. It's a little
Oh.
puzzle game. It's nice.
Okay.
It has a nice little art style.
Nice, you're casual.
It's okay. Yeah. It has very nice. The sounds are great. Everything's great. Would recommend.
I'm going to download it right now on your recommendation.
I think it costs money, so.
Oh, fuck that.
But it's really good.
Well, that's
I'll
good.
be
I'll
on
have to
money.
try that. Have to try that on my commute. So anyway, going right into the news, but also what I've been playing. I have been playing some Tribes Ascend.
Yeah.
And it's not coincidental. The reason I have been playing is because they have released the first update in over 2 years. I think it's actually close to like 2.5 years. But this was not completely by surprise. They have been testing some changes. We had talked about how they have a small team working on continuing to support tribes over at High Res. But they sort of put a cap on their current development iteration. They had been patching a lot on their test servers, and they finally launched a whole host of changes. The patch notes are very long, but they basically changed a lot of the systems in the game. The main things are that now the light, medium, and heavy classes they're only one class. So the light class has 4 different weapons. You choose which weapons you want, so you can't stack weapons of the same type. Like you can't have 2 machine guns or 3 machine guns. So they don't allow you to be completely overpowered and have like a certain certain class of weapons. So that's a lot more simplified. The physics of the game, just from a feel perspective, it feels very different. Like getting around the map, you gain impulse a lot easier. So like hitting yourself with a disc or something launches you a lot faster, but keeping that speed is a lot harder. So getting up to, like for instance, being a heavy previously in Tribes, like being a heavy, it was just hard to really ever get going quickly. Now heavies can get going quickly, but they get drugged down to a lower speed. Like you can only temporarily go fast, and then their top speed, if you're not boosting yourself, or if you're not hitting yourself with discs, keeping yourself going quickly, you slow down a lot. So that's a very different style than the game was before. They launched a few new maps, which are like okay. I don't know if I love them yet. One of them is really small and not great. Like the flag is out in the middle of a pond, which is kind of weird. Like the water physics is kind of funny. But the other 2 maps I think are really good. And overall, it has led to a minor resurgence in the player base. So that's exciting. I've been playing a little bit here and there, and I think it's pretty promising. Like I don't think they're done. They just decided that it was finally good enough to put on the live servers. So have any of you guys played it this week?
Not yet. Friday I plan to play it, though, for community night. Everyone install it. Let's go.
Yeah. So I
10 p.m. Eastern.
They
right.
also like refunded. I think anyone who had spent money on the game, they refunded that and gave you the like weapon pack instead.
Oh,
really?
yeah.
So I'm actually not really even sure what to spend money on aside from like voice packs and cosmetic stuff, which maybe that's the only way they are going to monetize now. I'm not sure.
That'd be
Which, I
interesting.
mean, if it goes in line with the other games that they have, that makes sense. That they're just gonna make everything cosmetic,
Yeah,
like
which I think would be neat, right? Like
add-ons.
that I think is more more true to like the original spirit of Tribes than the previous version of Tribes Ascend was, where you had to kind of pick a class, you know, a subclass within light, medium, and heavy. The previous games, you kind of just, you know, the classes were what they were, and you could use any of the weapons. So anyway, since you guys haven't played it, I won't belabor the topic, but I do think it's an improvement over the way the game was before. Vehicles have like they've changed the vehicles a lot, so you can't run people over with strikes anymore, or like you can't do it nearly as easily.
That's so fun.
Well, I mean, yes, that was no fun. Being run over with strikes was not fun.
It's still I could get kills. I know what you're talking about.
And just the way they've reworked the classes, I think you feel a lot stronger or more versatile. Like for instance, the heavy, my heavy loadout now has a saber launcher, so when there are vehicles in the air, I can just switch to my saber launcher, and take down vehicles or take down people in the air. Whereas before, if you were going to have a saber launcher in your loadout, that was like all you could do is just stand there waiting to try and hit people that were in the air. So now you can do that only situationally, when it calls for it, but you still have three other weapons where you can be, in the battle and not having to wait for a specific thing to happen. So I think the game is more dynamic where you don't have to be constantly worried about switching the class. You just have to know I either want to be light, medium, or heavy, and then a lot of loadouts will work for a lot of different things. So I'm excited for that. I mean, I hope Tribes has a long life ahead of it. I think it only needs a little bit of love here and there from High Res. So I'm glad that they're giving it to it.
A wee push.
I hope they stay with it because with BLR they hyped up the whole patch, the parity patch for it and everything, and there hasn't really been. They had one like slight balance patch, but then they haven't touched it since, which is
Yeah.
kind of like
Blame Kipling.
Yeah, and I think that is a risk. I don't know. I don't know what the motivation will be for High Res to continue supporting Tribes with the development team, or if they will just get it to a point where they consider it, good enough to leave on the shelf for another few years.
yeah.
So that's my only fear is if it gets to a place they're comfortable with, then they put those resources onto other projects. And I mean, with Paladins coming out, I imagine there's no shortage of work to do at that studio.
With Smite being the primary breadwinner, I'd imagine,
Right.
by like significant margin.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, I do respect like their. I appreciate the fact that I think High Res is absolutely putting their money where their where their words are here, because the people that are working on Tribes could be working on two other games that are like way higher priority from a business standpoint. So this definitely seems authentic to wanting to make it right with the Tribes community that was like pretty upset with them, just shelving support for Tribes for a long time. But so this has been a long time coming. Next we have, so we're in the news now. Next we have some news I found interesting in that apparently you can overclock locked Skylake CPUs. This was discovered, I think I can't remember which publication discovered this, but so for some background, Intel divides up their CPUs by locked and unlocked, and the K parts, the part that 6700K, is an unlocked chip where you can overclock it. If it doesn't have a K on the end, then you can't overclock it. It's just locked to whatever
It has
speed you
the
buy.
turbo boost speed or whatever.
Right. It has Intel's built-in, speed boost stuff, but you can't actually overclock the chip yourself and push it, beyond the specifications that Intel gave it. But it looks like that is not necessarily the case for some of these Skylake processors. It looks like this publication was able to mess with the base clock on some of these locked CPUs, and apparently the upshot of this is that there will supposedly be some BIOS updates on some of these Skylake motherboards that will allow overclocking on some of these unlocked CPUs. So it is as simple as a potential BIOS update. And that could be a pretty big deal, because I know a lot of people, if they don't think they're going to overclock, the K parts are more expensive. So this could make for a pretty crazy budget build if this BIOS update allows you to overclock these parts.
Mm-hmm.
So that I don't know that has a huge impact on our audience. I mean, we typically recommend buying the overclockable parts, just because you never know if you want to overclock, and it's always nice to have that option. But for the more mainstream consumer, most people are probably not buying those parts. So
If
anyway,
this happens, it'll affect my next build. 'Cause I plan to replace some of my things that I have now and switching them over and around. So if this actually does happen, that'll determine what I do buy.
Yeah,
myself,
absolutely.
so.
It will definitely open up the gates for some pretty crazy budget builds. Being able to overclock a budget build can changes the whole the whole price price to performance ratio. So next, talking about EA. EA has started a competitive gaming division of their company, and it's going to be head by Peter Moore, who is stepping down as their COO. So that sounds like it's hard to know if that's like a promotion or if that's just a side grade. I mean, COO is a
Yeah, I don't.
It's a big deal.
He's still a C-suite title, so it's a
Right.
side grade.
Right. I guess that should lend kind of some credence to just how important EA wants this division to look. If their COO is moving over to the head of their new competitive gaming division.
Nothing screams esports like playing Battlefield on a rooftop in LA.
That is true.
Is that a line from this article?
Yeah.
No, they did that during E3.
EA has kind of I guess a checkered history. I mean, we were just talking about how Battlefront is, I think, at this point, decidedly not an esports title.
Yeah.
It has. I mean, I have not seen any rumblings of any sort of competitive Battlefront scene. But it looks like they want to take that seriously, sort of in response to Activision Blizzard establishing their own esports division. They tapped the former CEO of ESPN and one of the co-founders of MLG to lead up their competitive gaming division. This seems to maybe be the start of a trend with AAA game developers creating their own competitive gaming division and having a focus on esports. I think EA is in kind of a unique situation because they have franchises like FIFA and Madden and I think 2K.
Yeah, I was gonna say this could go
So-
actually pretty well for their sports games, because I don't know, it was like a month or two ago I was watching an actual Madden tournament because one of the FGC streamers was streaming it because they hired him to do it. So I was watching it and it was actually like okay. Like I didn't hate it. It was Madden. It was like I don't know. Like I haven't played Madden since probably 2000.
Well,
But-
I think they've been doing. I think there have been Madden tournaments and stuff.
Yeah,
that have
but it's
gone
like
on
if
for
they
a
get
long
EA
time.
Yeah.
If they get EA money behind it, like I think that could.
Right. Like I
Be
think
very well
those
done.
are the Madden tournaments have been a thing that has happened because Madden has been so popular for so long, but you just don't hear or watch any of it. Like I think
Yeah, I don't think
there's
like sports
potential
games
there.
are like really big as a spectator thing.
Yeah, it seems like maybe big in like a local scene or something.
Yeah.
Right? Like a local Madden tournament or something. But I mean, I see no reason why those couldn't be, big esports titles. There is a lot of, especially a lot of casual interest around those titles, where people buy Madden every single year and like that's all they play, or they buy FIFA every single year and that's all they play.
If it's a way to get people into competitive gaming, that's all right, I suppose. Like if they see competitive Madden, then it's like that's like one foot in the door as far as like not. I guess you don't really need to segregate it between sports games and other games, but I mean, the real
Yeah.
competitive games are like the not sports games. Not that,
That
not saying
and-
that sports games can't be competitive, but
Yeah, well, that and the huge following behind FIFA itself, like
Yeah.
that could be a huge untapped market that no one really. There could be how many underground tournaments of FIFA that we just don't know about. Like,
Yeah, there's
it's
a
one
lot
those
of
things.
interest in FIFA, but we just don't see a ton of it from the esports side. I think EA is like you look at Activision Blizzard, they have a lot of established esports titles, so I could understand them wanting a division that focuses on that just to kind of make them, you know, they're sort of a leader in that space already to make them, you know, even better, make the production better, focus on it more. I think EA is like has a ton of potential in that space, but their games aren't really big esports titles today. So they're kind of playing catch up to Activision Blizzard in that sense. Well, Activision Blizzard and Valve. So I don't know. It seems interesting. I think it's worthwhile for them to take it seriously. Any other thoughts?
nah.
I think if you're
I'm excited to
being
see what
brought down-
happens from it.
Yeah, I think it's. I want to see games like Madden and FIFA become bigger in the esports space because I think they do have huge audiences, you know, just potentially waiting to experience that stuff in the right way. Like right now, there just aren't. I don't think they're really organizers for it. Like it will. I think if we've seen anything, we've seen that like publisher support can make or break a title, you know, being viable for competitive play, and that's why you see. I think you see Overwatch already being tapped for competitive because they know that Blizzard will support that game. You know, they support Hearthstone a lot. Like I think the publisher's stance for whether they're willing to support it and help that competitive scene grow, that plays a big role in whether it takes off in the first place.
Yeah, I think so.
Electronic sports.
Well, I'm really interested to see what Blizzard does with Overwatch, though. Like they've experimented, like kind of the free for all with Hearthstone, the controlling things with WCS. Like I'm interested to see what they think's going to work for Overwatch.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, and it'll be interesting to see how EA approaches that as well, because I think there's not been one model that has worked perfectly for any
Universal.
game.
I mean, LCS worked best for League of Legends, but like you see
Right.
Valve switching up their strategy every year. It seems like.
Yeah, exactly. Valve has traditionally taken a more hands-off approach, but now they're moving closer to kind of a League of Legends style model. And you're right. Like Hearthstone is, you know, Blizzard supports it, but it's still very much community run. You see a lot of online tournaments. So it'll be interesting to see how EA approaches this. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you can necessarily run a FIFA and Madden, you know, competitive scene the same way you run Battlefield, for instance. Like I think those communities are very different. You might have to take different approaches. All right, good talk.
I like the silences of this podcast. These are great. I like these a lot.
Well, speaking of esports, there was quite an uproar here over the past
Oh
week.
man! If only APL was
Counter-Strike.
here to talk about this.
It was
Yeah.
The
so
only
bad.
time I've ever played CS:GO. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, there was some just a lot going on in the Counter-Strike community this week. So Valve released an update, which I'm not actually sure what other changes were in this patch. Does anyone know? It was
There's some recoil changes and shit. There's all kinds of stuff. That's
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that you like couldn't spray anymore, according to like APL was saying that like
there was
spraying
like a
was
reset
impossible.
time was all fucked up. Recoil was bad. Like everything was just terrible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so there were quite a few changes stuffed into this patch that launched earlier this week, but that basically all fell by the wayside because they released a new weapon into Counter-Strike, the R8 revolver, and I think there is no, I don't even know that there are words for like the community reaction. It's
Been
was
hilarious.
pretty
So
ridiculous.
when it happened, I went around because I don't know what I was doing, but I was going around to different people I know that stream CS:GO, and it was one or two people. It was people that were complaining about it, or people that were just embracing it and just abusing the fuck out of that pistol
Yeah,
until
I
it
feel
got
Like
nerfed.
those are the only camps really to go.
Yeah, like there was no one who was trying to fight. Like it was like they were using the pistol and they were just complaining about it the whole time, or they were just using it and they were loving it because obviously it was
So-
completely insane.
So for those who don't know, what the RE pistol revolver is, it's a new revolver that can replace the Deagle. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. This is only from what I've seen in streams. I haven't played it myself, but it looks like the power of an op in a revolver. It has about when you left click, isn't there like a charge up time for it to wind back and then shoot? So it's kind of a delayed shot, but the shot itself, it used to deal. This is pre-nerf. It used to deal, I think, 115 damage. So
That sounds
it was
great.
yeah, it was absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I saw
It
a
did
clip
get yeah.
of someone who got a collateral through 3 people
Yeah.
with one
Yeah, yeah,
one
I saw that
R8
clip
shot.
too.
And I was like, well, I don't even need to play. I've seen everything I need to see.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And that clip is beautiful. Tabes did a great video about it. Retchy, Clayman90, he did like a montage that like really shows the R8 in its most broken, in its prime.
yeah, it
When you
was.
put it in the hands of someone great.
I think it was a great time for Counter-Strike content creators because basically everyone was either like using it and abusing it or talking about how others were using and abusing it. Like it basically dominated the conversation regarding this new patch. So much so that they released a. I don't think they do this often, or maybe they have never done it, but they basically nerfed it within a couple of days. They released a short blog post titled "Damage Control," nice pun, and they balanced R8 to bring its values more in line with others. And I think it's interesting to me. Like I've heard a lot of people talking about, how could Valve get this so wrong. And I think that's a legitimate question, but you also have to wonder, like, Counter-Strike was more relevant this week for people that don't play Counter-Strike than
Yeah.
it has been in, like, any week that I can remember.
Yeah.
So,
true.
is it really? I mean, like, I don't think that they were doing this on purpose, right? But like, there is an argument for this being a conspiracy. Like, listen, we launched this. If it's way too overpowered, that's fine. People will talk about it. We'll nerf it. Like, what do you guys think?
They're just trying to get some data, bro.
Maybe. I think
That's all
the
it is. That's all
concept
they care
of
about.
like the concept of a super serious game and like just behind the scenes they're like we're just gonna fuck with it, just like do it like they did it all like knowing it was gonna fuck shit up is sort of entertaining to me. Just being like for a week they'll just fucking scramble and then we'll turn it back to the way it used to be. Everything will be fine.
Because things like the CZ and like other overpowered things, they took like a long time to change, right?
Yeah, well,
So-
and I think those weren't like. I don't look at those and immediately think those are overpowered. It was like
Yeah,
you
they
saw
weren't-
you saw
yeah.
pros start to play with them, and like in the hands of a pro, that you saw their true power, and that's when they really caught on. But this was like the first time I've seen in Counter-Strike's history where something like this happens, and then it's just everyone's using it. Like that is just, it is so clearly like automatically the dominant weapon that they have to go in and nerf it. I think that's
Yeah.
it feels like a risky thing to do, given that you saw like ESL talking about how they would play the competitive matches for that week on the previous patch because it had caused such an uproar. Do you guys think that can hurt the legitimacy of a game like CS:GO in the competitive space when something like that launches and you have to start thinking about, do we roll back to the previous patch for our competitive matches?
I mean, I think it makes a lot of like people scared because then you can't trust the people that are handling all the back end stuff.
Yeah, it
Which
definitely
sucks.
doesn't help Valve's reputation at all. Because
The thing is, I mean, this happened and everything, and you can say that, but people are still gonna play CS:GO. Like, they're not gonna quit CS:GO based off of one bad
I mean, I
patch.
think that's definitely true the first time, right? But like, does that? I think there is an argument to be made that hurts the legitimacy of CS:GO as an esport when you kind of question whether Valve is a good steward of of that esport, of that community. I mean,
Yeah.
When they're
I mean,
just willing to throw in shit
if they
like
would have
this.
let it go, I feel like that would be a good argument. But the fact that they did change it right away, and they listened to people that were complaining about it, like, I mean, it's bad that they put it out in the first place. It should have gone through some sort of testing, but they could have just let it sit, and they could have not patched it at all.
It makes
Like,
me
it's one of
wonder
those
how
things.
bad the people working on the game could be at the game, like to not have noticed that that's a
Yeah,
problem. Like,
how do you test that at
you
all?
have to play test something, and like maybe they just can't click on people. Like maybe
I
that's
mean,
really hard for them.
is the
All
is the
terrible.
solution there that maybe like I'm thinking, do you have some sort of focus group of professionals or very high level players that play test for you to kind of understand the effects on the professional scene? Like I
The
think
think it's
focus
a bad
group is
idea.
all. The focus group is all just press. They're just terrible at the game.
yeah, that seems like an awful idea. But I think, Tim, you were saying that they fixed it within a couple of days, and I think that that's good. You want them to be responsive when they do make a mistake like that. But you have to remember that, there are competitive matches of CS:GO happening nearly every night. And as CS:GO becomes more and more in the public eye, you have Turner doing a league, you have, a lot of these high profile leagues with a lot of money on the line. Can Valve really afford to be messing with their game in that drastic a way?
Nah.
That's true. I mean, I guess there are matches going on every night. I don't follow the competitive scene that much, so I only
I mean, the
know
problem
when
is
there's a
like
huge tournament going on and everyone
the
plays out the
game's
production on
gotten
Twitter.
so big at this point that it's impossible for them to patch the game and change any element without it affecting people. Like
Yeah.
that's one of the
Yeah.
downsides of having a game that's so popular. Like what the fuck are they supposed to do? Even if like they see the data that other people don't. Something probably needs nerfed, and then they have to worry about nerfing it because it changes the way the game is played and the top tier players get pissed off. Like it's nearly impossible for them to please people because the game is so big.
Yeah.
Like I can't really blame. I mean, this was overboard. This was not an excusable change. Like this was just complete and total failure. But I can't. People are going to continue getting pissed off every time there's an update. Like ESEA, they have matches going on every night. Valve needs to release an update. It breaks the servers and inconveniences the players. Like this is what happens. People
Yeah, I think
have to get used to it at this point.
I think that's I think that's right. It's going to be hard for them to please everyone and make any changes. There's an equal argument to say that like they're being too safe with the game. Like I'm glad they're introducing new weapons and changing and evolving Counter-Strike over time so that it's not the same game every year. But I'm also not a professional player who has to deal with such drastic changes like this. I mean, they could do a League of Legends model where there's like a a season and then there's an off season and they make the biggest changes in kind of the quote unquote off season. But that would run counter to how Valve has always managed CS:GO. So I'm not sure.
So one final point of note, the patch, the nerf for the R8 was it brought the delay time up for shooting and it brought the damage from 115 to 85, I believe. So it shouldn't one shot as much anymore. But
That
it's
sounds
still
like sort of how the Deagle was before. Like the Deagle was nerfed in CS:GO, but for a long time the Deagle was the pistol of choice. Didn't necessarily kill
Yeah.
in one shot, but like two shots was almost certainly a kill.
yeah.
Well, cool. So that's the CS:GO news of the week. I'm sure if you play a lot of CS:GO, we probably told you a bunch of stuff you already knew, but that's the goings on if you are not frequenting that subreddit every day. And last, just a quick hit here, talking about HTC is going to launch the Vive VR headset in April 2016. So this is one of the...
That's pretty close.
Yeah, it's pretty close, and this is one of the most prominent, pieces of VR hardware. I've seen a lot of people talking very highly of this piece of hardware, and that's a little closer than I would have thought. Actually, April 2016 is only 4 months away. So VR appears to be taking shape in a real way. And I think 2016 seems like it could be the year of VR. I feel like maybe people have been saying that for a few years now, but it feels like it's becoming more real than past years.
I mean, I feel like it's gonna evolve like consoles. I think the first year and the first development cycle on products for that platform will be pretty mediocre. They'll
Yeah.
just kind of be demos of what it's capable of, and then the following couple of years, you'll start to see like really engaging shit.
I can't wait for all the virtual reality stuff to go through all like the painful shit that the Wii went through. Just like that really just garbage like gimmicky shit. Just all that. It's just gonna be there's gonna be a wave of it. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, I mean, I think that remains to be seen. Like, I don't know that the Wii ever really had a hit aside from like Wii Sports. That's
I mean, yeah, depends on what you call a hit.
in terms of
Yeah.
the control scheme. I don't mean in terms of games, but I mean like in terms of actually utilizing the Wii controllers. Like,
Yeah.
is there another?
Zelda?
I mean,
Skyward Sword, maybe?
I'm
No
not
one
sure.
plays
like
that
the
shit
sword
serious.
movement.
I don't know that the Wii controllers revolutionized the way Zelda was played.
Yeah.
I hated Wii
The Skyward
controllers.
Sword was a lot
They were
different.
terrible.
I was
If I had-
great with at FPS on the Wii. Just fucking
When I
killing it.
was when
Oh,
I
God.
played my
Oh,
God.
I used to play a lot
when I
of
played
FPS
Wii games, if I had a
on
choice to use like the controller part of it versus the motion control part of it, I was using the controller part of it just because it never seemed to sync up right, never seemed to really track properly.
I had a
And I did
6
everything the
KD.
instruction said.
I had a 6 KD on World at War on the Wii.
Like, nice, you and
remember
Sanders.
I
long
fucking
time ago.
shit on kids every day with default layouts or loadouts or whatever.
a long time ago on the Wii, I used to play like we're talking ancient times. There's this game called The Conduit that I used to play multiplayer on. It was
Yeah.
like probably, and I actually there's so many hackers and the game crashed so often. If you try hard enough, you can find like a website where someone is like, "Here's a list of hackers on The Conduit to watch out for." Katie's in 18 is on that list
Yeah.
because like there's so many hackers in that lobby. They just good
Wow,
times.
making a name
Good
for
times.
yourself.
Yeah. And I'm like, everyone's gonna think I'm not trustworthy. Fuck.
You're not.
Then you moved
But,
on to be the
Yeah,
To
to be the
Orion
most,
Prelude.
you know. I went on
No-
to review
no
video
hacking
games.
there.
Baby
so-
steps. It's baby steps for him.
All right. Well, moving right into new releases this week, I will hand it over to you, Katie Zen, to talk about
Okay.
a handful of releases.
Yeah, we'll do. We don't have a lot of not a lot of new games coming out. Mostly just indies. But on December 15th, Hatoful Boyfriend, the popular pigeon dating sim, I'm sure most of you know, is getting a Christmas expansion called Holiday Star. Not sure on the price on that, but that is coming on the 15th.
It's like $9 from what I saw.
It's like $9. Okay.
Yeah.
And the only other notable thing I saw, it looks like the mobile, like iOS Android port of Final Fantasy VI is making an appearance on the Steam store. It looks like identical to the mobile version, which, in my opinion, it looks a bit worse than the original. Like, it looks a bit too cartoony. But
I was gonna say,
I mean,
yeah,
Final
these screenshots
Fantasy,
do look a little cartoony.
yeah, it looks a bit odd, but Final Fantasy VI, widely revered, one of the best the best Final Fantasy, one of the best RPGs of all time. So that's worth taking a look at. I will stick to the PlayStation 1 version myself.
I mean, I'm not surprised that there's not much coming out this week. Some people may attribute it to the fact that we're very close to Christmas, and the releases slow down. But when you have a heavy
Yeah.
hitter like Hatoful Boyfriend releasing a new expansion,
I'd change my release date.
Yeah, you don't want to compete on that same week.
Do we have any updates on Barn Door Simulator?
Yeah, what's
It's,
the expected
you know,
release date?
2016. It's
Is this
I
doing
jump
any
on, like,
early
every
access or
2
no?
weeks.
All right.
Yeah, it's gonna early access with one level. It's gonna
Yeah,
be
I'm,
unplayable.
I'm,
You could
I'm
probably
not
raise
gonna
some.
buy
You
it.
could people will probably pay you for that game.
You do
I'll
a
give
do
you-
a
I'll give
Kickstarter.
I anticipate that. I
You have
anticipate
it.
that.
You have a new future.
Yeah, it's got a goal of $30,000. So
Yeah, well, I
and
look
that's to
forward
add
to
things.
I look forward to some updates on Barn Door Simulator in
I
2016.
will fund.
It's definitely being worked on.
I'll back the game if for $50, I can change the title of the game to Barn Door Quest: Guardians of Orion.
Guardians of Barndor.
Is that BQ Goo for short?
Oh.
BQ Goo. Yeah, hop on, boys. Let's get a round of BQ Goo going.
Well, that's we have something to look forward to in the new year for sure.
Definitely.
Speaking of goo,
myself.
we have viewer questions.
Yeah, lead us right in, Nick.
Well done.
Bustler Hustler asks, are you a whole fat milk kind of guy or a loser?
Skim milk master race.
See, I was raised on skim milk, so I'm used to that. And I recently started buying 2%, and I feel like so gluttonous. I feel like a king drinking 2% milk. I'm like,
You didn't even go for 1%. You didn't step yourself up. You went straight to 2%.
yeah, just it feels like I'm drinking a cake compared to skim. Like honestly, but it's so great. Like sometimes, like I will just sit down on my couch with just a big glass of 2%.
Oh.
Just clear that.
I think 2%. So I started, like most of my childhood, I drank whole milk, and so for me it was the opposite. That going to 2% felt like like it was
Drinking
water.
air.
But I think 2% for me is the right spot. It's the Goldilocks of milk.
Are you disgusted by skim?
Skim is just it's white water. It's not that it disgusts me. It's just
It's
that
kind of blue, actually. Have you ever noticed that? Like skim
Blue?
milk's kind of blue.
yeah. It's
What?
just that it's not.
Weird
Like,
color.
I don't really like it because it's not. It doesn't really have much taste. Like I don't like it in cereal because it feels like it tastes like I'm putting water in my cereal.
See, I feel like I got the better side of this because now it's like, because normally when I would have like sugary cereal when I was a kid, it would be on skim milk, and now I have it, and it's just like fucking just diabetes being thrown into my mouth.
So
Just
have you even
that 2% with like fucking a pound?
have
of
you
Captain
had
Crunch?
whole milk with your cereal?
I don't think I've ever had whole milk ever.
That's the next step.
Oh man.
That feels like my teeth are
Like-
gonna implode when they taste it.
It's like just think about like coffee creamer and pouring that in your cereal. That's what you're gonna feel
That's
like.
what it's gonna feel like. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
so
gonna
It's just like whipped cream being
yeah,
slapped
it's gonna
on
like
top
make
of
a
your
plop.
cereal.
It's gonna make like a plopping sound when I pour it out. Just
No, so next step you move to whole milk, and then when whole milk's not enough, you go to half and half.
Oh no.
Wait.
Oh.
I think. Wait, what? Wait, half and half is more than whole.
It's half milk and half cream.
Yeah,
Yeah,
half milk,
it's half
half
whole
cream.
milk, half
How
cream.
about next week on the podcast? I live drink whole milk for the first time.
I'm
good
in
idea.
support
Yeah,
of
your
that.
webcam
Like,
working.
I think whole milk with cereal is really good.
You'll
But
be
I just
passed
I
up
know
in the
I know
podcast.
how much
You'll be
fat
so
is
full.
in whole milk, and so like 2% feels like the right mix between taste and fat. But skim milk, I can't do it.
Yeah, we bounced between whole milk and 2%, and 2% is kind of like the sweet spot when it comes to milk drinking and cereal mixing.
That's the thing is I eat a lot of cereal, so like I just 2% is good for me. Keeps me, somewhat
I eat a
healthy.
lot of cereal. Brandon means his primary diet is cereal or Hot Pockets. Like, it's that
Pockets,
order.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I have made no bones about that being a primary part of my diet.
So, have any of you ever tried cinnamon French? It's like cinnamon French toast crunch.
It's not. It's called French
Cinnamon-
toast crunch.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
just
that's-
French toast
I've
crunch.
seen it, but I haven't tried it.
I think
I had
it is fine, but they are messing with perfection.
Yes.
In like,
It
why
was
do I need?
accidentally
What about
purchased.
Oreos? Did anybody remember those? Those things
The
are
Oreo
fucking
cereal?
good. Those
Yeah.
are so good.
That doesn't even
Oh,
count
that
as a
sounds
cereal,
amazing.
though. It's just like little Oreos.
little
that you
mini
eat
mini cookies that you put in
a
your
bowl
milk,
of
and
milk.
it's fucking
It's-
delicious.
All I can think
All
of,
that matters.
all I can think of is that old clip of when Sark was home on like a snow day and he was pouring
Oh,
Oreos
yeah.
and vodka into a bowl.
Oh,
Oh God.
I don't think I've had the Oreo cereal, but I like
I don't think they make it anymore.
It was like Cheerios, but they were chocolate.
the
Tastes
closest.
like
The
Oreos.
closest I can think of that is Cookie Crisp, which is literally just.
It's just little
It
cookies.
is just
God.
cookies. Like it turns your milk. See, that's the reason.
I
that
used
you,
what I wouldn't. I would just put that in a bowl as a kid. I would just pour it into like a little bowl and eat them as just like little cookies.
That's why you want your milk to be good, because with Cookie Crisp, your milk turns chocolatey, and like chocolate skim milk is garbage.
Okay,
So
I
if you
mean,
have,
you can calm the fuck
Fucking
down.
hater.
It's still chocolate milk. It tastes like chocolate.
it's like
Fucking
pouring
skim milk is great.
it's like pouring chocolate syrup into water.
It's not water. It's milk. Okay, calm the like.
comes out
watery
of cow.
milk.
It comes out of cow tip.
Have you seen me physically? Like, how do you think I stay so lean, Brandon? I can't get off of the skim milk.
That's why I'm saying I think you will really like whole milk. We need to fatten you up a bit.
You gotta bulk
Yeah.
up.
I need
Come
to
on.
get these thighs to fill in.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
That's what you wanted. That was your plan the whole time, wasn't it, Brandon? That was your motive.
Well, I wish I could.
Get Nick Fenton's thighs a little fattier,
That is.
so you could
that a
appreciate them from a
Kickstarter?
distance. Yeah,
I'm not comfortable with how often I have that exact thought.
my Kickstarter goal is however much it costs to buy a gallon of whole milk, and then I chug it all on the next podcast. That's actually not what's going to happen.
You gonna do the milk
That's
challenge with that?
With whole milk,
That
Good
sounds
fucking luck.
awful.
You'll
you
sleep
could
so
probably
well that night.
watch, you could probably watch my face break out in real time, just from drinking all that.
You'll die.
Whatever happened to that potato salad Kickstarter? That's what I think of.
He made a bunch of money.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
made
I think-
a lot
I think-
of
He
money.
made like 100 grand.
I think
He was
I
making
don't
potato
know. Did that
salad.
guy end up donating the rest?
Yeah, he said he used all the money to make a bunch of potato salad, and then he donated it to a bunch of different food banks and stuff.
He made
That's what happened. Yeah,
$55,492.
That's cute. That's cute.
I thought he did a good thing.
He made
Yeah.
a cookbook. It's still in
He
progress.
made a cookbook? That's
As
awesome.
of July 14th, it's still in progress.
Oh.
Of this year. Holy shit.
Potato salad cookbook.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what?
Memes.
Have some-
Synchron 1 stick. Did you have something to say, Brandon?
No. Please continue.
Synchron 1 stick asks, how do I get myself to study when finals start tomorrow and I still don't want to care?
I think you'll fucking care when you're failing out of school.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I was
just
never one to
fucking do
study
it.
for
No,
finals.
that's when you shouldn't care anymore, is when you fail those school. Just don't care.
I would
That's-
say, like, if finals start tomorrow, then now is when you should care. Like,
Yeah,
you
you
did
should
not
really
you did not
be
need to
caring.
care before now, but now you need to care. Like,
What time
finals-
is your first final? Let's ask that question.
Yeah,
if
like
it's an
if-
afternoon final, care when you wake up.
Yeah.
I don't know. See, that's risky. Like, the way that I would always approach finals is you sort of have an idea of how much you think you're going to need to study, right? If you've gone to class all the time or whatever, you probably won't need to study much. But if you've skipped class, or if it's a subject you're not good at, then you're probably going to need a little more time. So to me, that means you look at the night before, and you start that night, because you can always just stay up through the night up until your final.
Yeah.
Right. But like, if you actually get a good night's sleep, and then in the morning you're like, all right, time to start studying, there's a finite deadline, and you are going to start panicking because you just have no time left. So my strategy is you start the day before, you start looking at things, and if you feel confident, then get that good night's sleep. But I think day before is when you have to start caring.
Yeah, I'll give an example I did just this past week. I had a final paper that was due, and it was like 2 nights before. No, it was the night before, and I had little to nothing done. And I asked myself, would I rather be awake in class with nothing done, or would I rather stay up until 8 a.m. for a class at 10 a.m., but have my paper done? So I got the paper done. I got the points. I was miserable waking up that late, but you succeeded. I succeeded on that final. So
All
depending
right.
on what final you're talking about, you've got to
So his final's at
weigh
5
your
tomorrow.
priorities.
5 p.m. tomorrow is his first final. So, I mean, he could stay up pretty late studying, get a few hours sleep, because if he stays up all night from now to 5 p.m. tomorrow, he's going to be a shell of a man that will not
Yeah,
do
okay.
well
Well,
in his final.
he also just said his older brother used to work at Blockbuster and he ran Family Video out of business. So I don't think we can take anything he says as truth at this point.
This is true as well.
Yeah,
If he
why
wants
are
to
we giving-
disrespect
why are we
Family
giving
Video
him
like that.
advice?
That's that.
Right.
Yeah. Let's be honest here.
No strings attached gamer asks.
You just lost all credibility.
You
What
mean
is your
not
favorite
so
type?
ordinary gamer?
No strings attached gamer asks.
Oh, not an
attached?
A.
That's an O.
No.
No strings attached.
No strings attached gamer asks. If I could get through this without someone fucking interrupting me again. What is your favorite type of cookie for the holiday season? Chocolate chip, snickerdoodle, etc. He says in parentheses.
I appreciate the examples of cookies.
Yeah,
to
we
start
needed-
us off.
Yeah, as if we
I
didn't know what
wasn't
a
sure.
cookie was, Brad.
Yeah,
we
what
weren't-
kind
we
of
weren't
cook-
sure what qualifies.
what?
You amateur.
Jesus.
Uh,
I got my.
I'm
answer ready.
I'm not gonna talk about like Christmas cookies because I consider Thanksgiving holiday season as well.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with a pumpkin gob with some nice cream cheese icing in there.
Mm.
that's solid.
That's actually, yeah, that's a good one. Like I think pumpkin with cream cheese icing is delicious. I don't love pumpkin stuff, but like pumpkin and cream cheese, that combination
Yeah,
is
pumpkin-
really good.
Yeah, pumpkin. Is that the same? Wait, is this the same thing as like a pumpkin bar?
I mean, I'm not sure when I've had it. I've had like sort of a pumpkin.
It's like
Uh,
a
like a-
baked pumpkin kind
Yeah,
of thing.
like a
sort of-
baked good that has kind of a layer of cream
the
cheese
cream cheese
frosting.
frosting. Yeah.
That's
I'm all about
delicious.
that. But that's not really a cookie.
No.
It is a cookie.
I mean, it could be.
Depends on.
I
Yeah,
think I've
don't-
normally had that more in like bread loaf form.
Yeah, like softer, sort of cupcakey. I don't know.
We're gonna get in like fucking cookie hubris now too.
No. I think you could make those as cookies. I
Yeah.
just haven't had them in cookie form.
I don't know. Like, it's not
Messed
even my
up.
favorite cookie, but when I think of Christmas cookies, I always think of just the sugar cookie with the Hershey's Kisses in them.
Those
I
are
don't know
some-
why.
Yeah, that is a holiday.
Oh.
There's some of those
Like
downstairs
that-
right
I mean,
now.
it's a solid cookie. Like it's
Yeah,
not a
it's,
great
it's a
cookie,
sugar,
but
it's a sugar cookie with a fucking Hershey on it.
they're,
What,
never,
Have you-
they're never gonna be gross.
Have you ever had them with the Reese's peanut butter cups on top? They're
no.
fucking phenomenal.
That's better.
My favorite cookie during the holidays and pretty much ever is Megan's Rolo cookies that she puts inside. She puts like Rolos inside of sugar cookies.
So I'll
Oh.
take that, but I'll take the chocolate chip cookies where she puts the Nutella inside of it and then bakes it.
But
Those are my favorite. That's my answer.
So that's your favorite for the
Every-
holiday season?
I mean, year round, to be honest, but I've only ever really. She busts them out even more so around the holiday season, so that's where I get the
every
most.
year when I go meet up like with family for Christmas, someone always makes these kind of brownie cookie, like peanut butter sort of like treats. I don't know what you'd call them, but they're just fucking amazing. Every
are
single
they
year.
cookies?
They're kind of cookies. Like
doesn't
they're
count.
round, but they're
Doesn't
Answer
count.
the question.
It doesn't count.
All right, I apologize. I redact that statement.
It's okay. It counts.
I think
But not-
I like
the,
chocolate chip.
the cookies you're talking about with the Hershey's Kiss or
There's a name for
Reese's
them, but I
peanut
don't
butter
remember what they're
cup.
called.
Yeah, I can't remember what the usual name for those is, but those are okay. But I always feel like it's sort of just like I like Hershey's Kisses and Reese's peanut butter cups, and so you putting cookie around it is fine, but it's not necessarily improving what is already like a pretty high quality treat
Yeah.
in Hershey's Kisses and Reese's peanut butter cups.
Buckeyes are also a great option.
What's a Buckeye?
It's like it's chocolate and surrounded by a cookie. It's like in the middle. I didn't have any, but I saw them. Like, I can probably go grab one right now and use it as an example.
I was gonna say that sounds like something you would definitely have in the Midwest, a Buckeye.
Oh, it's kind of like a peanut butter type cream, and then there's chocolate like around the cream that encloses it.
I
I've
want.
had them before.
I want.
They're pretty
food.
good.
I think my favorite type of
I want
cookies
food.
is probably. I mean, I'm trying to think like for the holiday season if there's some particular cookie that I like. I mean, I think the holiday season is a good excuse to put like peppermint sort of into cookies. So like you have peppermint bark, and you can kind of do like a peppermint bark type cookie. I don't know that I've had those very often, but I feel like those get
Sounds
you
like
in
a
the
solid
spirit.
choice.
Yeah, those
Especially
are
like
nice.
if we're doing holiday only, yeah, anything with
Yeah,
that.
I'm
would
trying
be-
to think specifically stuff that I would have during the holidays that you wouldn't really have another time of year. But I think the like the Hershey's Kiss one is an okay answer because those are definitely very holiday specific.
Yeah, not like I said, not even like my favorite cookie. It's just like that's like what my brain goes to. Just like that.
Yeah.
That.
I also love the Reese's Christmas trees.
Oh yeah,
Those are
yeah,
gross.
yeah, yeah.
Excellent.
Like you could just put that onto a cookie, and then like that's my favorite cookie now.
I don't know why, but I think my favorite holiday candy anything is Reese's Easter eggs. I don't know why.
Those are basically the same. Like the
Yeah.
Easter
They're
like-
eggs,
They're the perfect
Christmas tree.
size.
Yeah, they have more peanut butter than they do chocolate compared to regular Reese's peanut butter cups, which like is just makes them perfect. Like Reese's peanut butter
Are
cups
those?
are pretty close to perfect already, but I think that ratio changes and it just makes it so good.
Are those like robin eggs at all? The Reese's Easter eggs.
What are robin eggs?
It's like the little thin hard shell, like
No. With
around
peanut-
chocolate.
No, how have you not had one of these? Have you ever been to a pharmacy before? Like, have you been to the grocery store? They're
Like a
all
Reese's
over the
cup?
place.
A Reese's cup?
I've had Reese's cups. I said
It's the same thing. It's chocolate with peanut butter in the middle.
They're just like individually
But yeah, they're just
packed
like they're
holiday
shaped.
ones,
Yeah.
and so like
Like a
the-
tree, like an Easter egg. But they're all just amorphous blobs,
Yeah.
not actually the shapes that they're supposed to be.
Huh.
Yeah, I've
Just
even had
just vessels for peanut butter.
I've even had like a jumbo Reese's. I think they make like a like a Easter bunny one, and I think they also have a Christmas one. But
That
those are
sounds-
like almost too much.
But yeah,
They're
that sounds
selling
like way too
2-pound
much.
cups at the Sheets near me. It's $12. I'm tempted to buy it. Just to
Reese's
have
peanut
it,
butter is like a strange peanut butter too, because it's like sort of grainy.
but-
Yeah.
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 I don't think
It's
I
not
could do
smooth
more
at
than
all.
like the bite-sized amount.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things that is good up to a point, and then you don't want to look at it anymore.
Ugh.
Like trying to
Yeah.
get through one of those Easter bunnies was, I mean, I did it, but it was I think I had to take my time with it. Like I would take bites of it, you know, and like eat it.
Revisit later on.
Eat it over the course of days.
That's usually how it is around Easter time. You get like that one giant chocolate thing, and it's if you eat it one day, more power to you. But
Yeah.
you probably hate your life after that.
I Flapsy asks, "What do you want for Christmas?"
Shit.
My
that's a
fucking
tough
home
question.
renovation to be done.
That's
Are
a
you ready?
solid.
Are you mentally ready?
What is it, Nick Fenton?
For me, I don't know. Oh, I was asking John if he's mentally ready for the
Oh.
renovations.
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
I'd like a
I was-
Wii U.
That's not bad. Yeah, I can get some Xenoblade in.
Oh, fucking yes. That looks amazing.
I was watching some of that, and I was like, for a second, I was like, I should buy a Wii U. And then, like, half a second later, I'm like, oh, wait, I probably won't ever fucking play this game. I'll buy a Wii U and then never play anything on it.
Yeah, Xenoblade, Smash Bros, the new Zelda coming out.
No, it's-
I have a bad habit of buying games for my Wii U and then playing them once and never touching them again.
I have bought
I don't
like
know.
5 games in the past week that have just been sitting there. Like I have no time to play these games, but they're just so cheap. Like I have like every Final Fantasy.
I was
But
thinking about
just
this
no
the other
time to
day.
play.
I just want Legos for Christmas because that's like what I think of when I was a kid. Getting for Christmas is just a big Lego set.
Lincoln
So that's-
Logs.
That's all I want. Yeah, anything that I can just like build.
I remember
don't know.
I used to get remote control cars almost every Christmas, and like not the super.
How big were the
expensive
mufflers?
ones.
Were they to scale?
I mean that's the thing is they were all electric, so they didn't really have mufflers,
Mm.
but they were like every year for Christmas I feel like they had sort of a different gimmick RC car.
Flip upside down.
Like
Yeah.
the trend of the year.
Yeah,
exactly.
In the world of RC cars.
Yeah, and so like each year there was like a new model where it would either like flip upside down and like could go upside down or right side up. Or I remember one
Oh.
year there was one that had a little like jump button, and it had a it
I
had
remember that one.
yeah
Mine broke after the first jump.
yeah they I mean
was so
they were
devastated.
definitely not they were not very reliable, but I just remember that was like always what I wanted for Christmas was there was like always a new model of RC car that I was asking for.
Yeah.
Do you remember the fucking yo-yo balls?
Oh, I
Like have you ever heard of those?
Wait,
It's like
that sounds familiar.
it's like a plastic ball. It's like a yo-yo.
Yep, I
But
know.
it's-
I had one of them. Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Like,
I was
that would come
obsessed with that
like,
thing.
that was like a stocking stuffer. That like I would get one of those
Yeah.
every year.
I used to get like actual yo-yos for Christmas. I used to love yo-yos.
I kind of want a
Yeah.
yo-yo. I had like a craving to
I remember
have
that.
a yo-yo recently.
I remember
It's
that
like,
fad
think
in
of a
high school.
yo-yo.
Shit
Yeah,
was
there was
insane.
there was
like-
definitely a time where yo-yoing was a thing. Like I probably had 5 or 6 yo-yos.
But the
I'm about
yo-yo
to
ball
buy.
is so
I'm about to
shit,
buy
like,
a
it
yo-yo
was-
on Amazon right now.
Yo-yo ball
I-
was just a yo-yo and a plastic ball that automatically retracts. It was like the
Yeah.
worst thing.
I
But it was
remember.
so-
I remember
it was
when
a-
yo-yos were a huge thing in high school. That like people would get those smart ones where it would automatically like sleep
Yeah.
for you for a little
Yeah,
bit,
there
and
were
people.
there was some
Oh,
heavy
yeah.
innovation in the yo-yo space during those years.
Yeah. But people were like assholes about it, like, oh, you got the little smart one. You're fucking casual. You fucking suck
I
at this. I'm
remember-
like,
Casual
dude.
yo-yo.
I had one that was called the Black Mamba. And that
Damn.
was,
of course it would be.
Damn.
and that it was like it was pretty good. It
Sounds
was,
real hardcore.
Yeah, it was really good. And then my friend, I think this was like either back in the playground days or yeah, I think this was in maybe late elementary school. And my friend thought he could do like a around the world, where you shoot it out in front of you and it
already
goes
know where this is
around.
going.
Oh, God.
And this was this is out on the playground. It was outside. And he shoots it forward and it just snaps and it goes like all the way across the playground.
Wait, it didn't hit anybody?
No, it didn't hit anyone. But
Oh,
like when it,
I was waiting for it to hit somebody.
well, no, it hit the hard asphalt and completely like shattered.
Good. That's what he gets.
But
I remember when I was a lot younger, I asked for this like it was like a spy car where it was this giant like RC tank that had like the worst camera you could think of, and you wore like a headset too, and that you could like if you plugged it in right, it used like 8 batteries, and you would see like through the video on there, but you could like drive the car and look through, and it was that was one of the biggest regrets was asking for that. It was like $80, and it stopped working after the first day. Like it used all 8 of those batteries in the first day. And if you tried to drive it, the camera would turn off because it would be using so much power to move the car that you couldn't use the camera. And I remember like the day after Christmas, I was like apologizing to my like parents, like I'm sorry I asked for this.
I do remember there was a
Ungrateful.
time of like electronics that took like 10D batteries.
yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
God. Do you
That'd
remember?
be the whole weight. You'd be like, why is this thing so heavy? It's like, oh wait, I have 10D batteries
Like old
inside this thing.
stereos and shit used to take like 6.
Yeah,
I
I
did
just remember
any
the
of you-
20
RC
minutes
cars
out of it.
took a ton of them.
Do you remember the Robo Pets? Or like
yes,
the Robo?
Yes, like
God.
little robotic dogs that were such shit.
Yeah.
I,
It was
everybody
such a
wanted them
piece
for
of
some
shit.
reason. I wanted one so bad, but like they
I
did
got one and it
nothing.
was
They did
awful.
nothing.
I still have mine. It still works. It's got like a broken leg, and it just
What's
kind of
its
limps.
What's your robot dog's name?
I probably named it like
What
Spike
the
or
fuck?
something.
No, you
Scumbag
absolutely
owner.
know its name.
Yeah,
You're
he-
just
look,
not
he-
telling
he's
us. I can
acting
tell.
like
Yeah,
he doesn't know his
I
I can
robot dog's
absolutely
name.
tell.
Where is
It
it?
was
Where's
Spike.
your robot dog? It was
I'll grab
Spike.
it.
Yeah,
I'll
go
fucking
get
grab it.
Where's the robot dog?
I think
I like that I can see him in the reflection in his mirror. This is nice and creepy. There he
That's
is.
creepy.
Just appear into Katie Zen's life.
All right. I want you all to meet Spike. He's
Oh,
got a
what the fuck is that?
He has it? He has it?
I jammed like a toothpick. I jammed
Oh
like
my-
a toothpick in his leg because it was broken.
This is animal cruelty. Someone call Robo PETA. Jesus Christ. Save this. What is that thing? I think I've
Do
seen
something.
those before, but it looks so
Do something, you
strange.
shit. Oh, all right.
for the
Back
audio
in the
listeners,
closet
you
you
really
go.
need to watch the video.
Yeah,
to,
this is definitely you
to
need to like
experience that.
this monstrosity. It
Oh,
looks
that
like
was
in
awful.
in the first Toy Story movie. It looks like one of those toys that like built itself to like out of scraps.
Yeah.
It's like I am a dog toy now.
It looks like you got probably
Please
90%
love me.
of the instructions right, but the other 10% you just you had missing pieces and you just kind of
Just-
put them where they
No,
Okay.
it's
fit.
not even. You don't even build this one. It's just that its leg broke, and so I jammed like a toothpick in there to try and get it to like stick it
And that
together.
fixed it.
It's like a sport,
Yeah,
but
I mean, I don't know if it walks.
I mean, it's still
It certainly makes dying noises. Like
What's a
begging
robot
for help.
dog going for on Amazon these days? What can I get a robot dog for? These all look awful. These look fucking awful.
800. It's probably discontinued.
I don't want a
I don't
robot
know
dog.
why any parent would.
I don't really ask for much for Christmas anymore. Like my my attitude has shifted more to just like the smaller the better. Like I don't
I
want
don't want to fucking travel with it home.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. Like I honestly I was asking for the boom arm for my mic, and I was like, that's actually a great idea. Like something that I don't really need, but it's like $100. It's a good, it's like a good family present for my parents or my in-laws. And but I was like, the only thing is I cannot put this in a suitcase. Like I'm only going to tell you I want this if you agree to like ship it to me.
Yeah.
So I felt, I felt kind of bad about that. But that was like one of the only things I wanted. And other than that, it's like, just, I don't know, give me a gift card or give me cash. Just give me something that I don't have to put back in a suitcase and haul back to my apartment.
Yeah. I don't really ask for anything, so usually I just get like something my dad thinks I might need or something.
But that's
Like
the thing is, if you
something
don't,
around
if
the
you don't
house.
tell people what you want, you will get, like, they will find something. And it is almost certainly something you don't want. Which is always the dilemma I find myself in.
Yeah. It happens. All right, this was a good podcast.
Good
Yeah.
talk, guys.
We did a good one. It was a good one.
So we,
What do you think?
No, I think this is the end of the podcast.
I mean,
Right
it
here.
is the end of
we-
the podcast.
It's the end. No, I think like right now is the part where we end the podcast.
Right now. But I feel like we're missing
Right
something that
now.
we normally do.
And then no, not missing anything. Very like I think we hit all the notes that we need to hit. All like just all the bumps here and there. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I think this is it.
Well,
All right,
I'm going to override you there and say that we had an iTunes review. It was very memey, right? I'm going to come out and say it. It was very memey. And I mean, what I want for Christmas, I want memes, a lot of them, but I want them to be high quality. Like I don't want hundreds of memes that just take up space. I want like a few good, high quality condensed memes. And I think this review, was not stuffed. My stocking was not stuffed full of like good memes. So this one, we had a review from Anonymous. That is the name here. It is Anani Moose, which that's not bad.
Solid start.
The review itself, I have to say, just a little too heavy on the memes.
Just a bit too mean.
So we appreciate the review. I'm not going to read it on the cast, but we do appreciate when
Is that
when
a
you guys.
first when it comes to iTunes review? Like, we
I'm
make
sure
the
there's
note
been
to it?
something before
No,
that we passed
yeah,
on.
we've here's the thing. We pass up a lot of reviews. Like we've had a lot of great reviews that we haven't read on the cast. That's just the nature of the beast here. Is you're kind of taking your chances on any given week. But we do appreciate and read all of the reviews. We just don't necessarily read them on the cast. But so we do appreciate you guys when you leave reviews. If you would like to rate us, we are on iTunes. You just search KBMOD, log in with your iTunes account, and please rate us 5 stars. And then give us. You can give us memes. You can give us feedback. You can whatever you put there, we will read it. Like I actually do read any new reviews that get posted each week. So if you want to tell me a heartfelt story, that's the place to do it. But so
Speaking
please,
of memes, have you seen the Doge mode in Just Cause 3?
I read about it. I have not unlocked it.
Okay.
It sounds
It's an excellent meme.
It sounds awful and great. Like something that I'm glad exists, but that I never actually want to see from
You would
myself.
never use it. No.
Yeah, but I mean, I appreciate Easter eggs like that. But so, please do rate us on iTunes. As we've mentioned before, we do the podcast live every week, but we put it on iTunes as well. So if you want to listen to it during your commute or someplace that you don't have internet or something like that, that's there for you. But we will be back with another podcast next week. We are live every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern here on twitch.tv/KBMOD. I'd like to thank our cast members for joining me this evening. You can follow us all on Twitter. We have @KDZen18, we have @Infin, @KBModJohn, at StafuNoob. And,
At
well,
at.
they're Twitter handles. I'm delineating each Twitter handle with an at sign, as you do. And
Delineating.
I'm at Volition with a 1 instead of the first I. And you can follow us here at KBMOD Gaming, is our Twitter. And as I mentioned, twitch.tv/KBMOD. We have a Facebook page, facebook.com/KBMOD. YouTube channel. We have a Steam group. We have all of those different social things. So please, you're welcome to join the community on any one of those services that you use. And as I mentioned, we'll be back next week. And in the meantime, good luck on finals, or happy last real work week of the year, all of that sort of thing. And we will see you next time.
Bye.
Yada.
Yeah.
お願いします。明日の予定もわからない。